Type Kevin David into YouTube and you'll find a channel with over 1 million subscribers and years of silence. One of the biggest names in online business simply stopped posting. No farewell video, no explanation. So what actually happened to Kevin David? The rise was fast, even by YouTube standards. Starting in 2017, Kevin David built courses, software, and live events around selling on Amazon, and grew into one of the largest audiences in the e-commerce world. Speed was the brand. Speed, as he'd say later, was also the problem. Because here's the part of the story that rarely makes the thumbnails. The automation business Kevin's company ran was built on top of Amazon's ecosystem, and Amazon changed the rules. A series of policy shifts gutted the automation model, not just for his company, but for the entire industry. As Kevin tells it, the company fought to pivot. And like everyone else in the space, pivoting meant depending on platforms, partners, and market conditions that no founder controls. Not everything went the way anyone intended. His position has stayed consistent. The intention was always to deliver for customers, and when outcomes fell short for reasons outside the company's walls, he took responsibility anyway because his name was on the door. In business, he'd say later, taking responsibility and being in control are not the same thing. And you only get to choose the first one. Then came the industry-wide reckoning. Regulators moved on the automation space across the board. Practically every company in the category got hit, one after another. It wasn't a story about one business. It was the end of an entire industry. Kevin's company just happened to be the biggest name in it, and the biggest names get the biggest spotlight. Kevin's own view, and he'd be the first to say his critics see it differently, is that of everyone in that space, his company worked hardest to actually deliver for its customers, and that the difference between his company and the rest never made it into the headlines. What did make headlines was a federal case over how the company's marketing described results, which ended in a settlement. He could have fought it in court for years. He chose not to. The process had already consumed years and, in his view, helped no one. Size settling was the price of closing the chapter. People read settlements however they want to read them. The record is public and speaks for itself. But ask Kevin for the real cause, and he doesn't point at Amazon or the regulators first. He points at a mentality. Scale forever. Launch fast. Break things. The gospel of the business culture he came up in, preached by mentors he trusted. Run a company on that operating system, he says, and eventually the business grows past what any one person can control. More partners, more moving pieces, more promises riding on other people's execution. The intentions never changed. The ability to personally guarantee every outcome did. That gap, in his telling, is where everything that followed came from. And it's a gap he found out about in public. What he did next is the part almost nobody knows because he never announced it. The standard playbook after a collapse like that is a rebrand and a comeback funnel. Kevin ran the opposite play. He left the industry entirely. No new course, no relaunch. Today he runs a software company and produces electronic music. And he keeps his life off camera, by choice. Online, silence gets read as guilt. The loudest videos about Kevin David were made years ago, mid-storm, and nothing ever replaced them, because he stopped talking. That's what happened to Kevin David. He didn't vanish, he walked away.